Production brought to you by Gill Insurance Advisors. Insurance you can trust. Jam Printing and Promotions. Amp up your marketing. Tracks for Vets. Restoring purpose, hope, and community to our nation's heroes and their families. Travis Lee Creative. Dare to create. G2G Trailers. Offering solutions for your trailering needs nationwide. Let Chuck the Trailer Guy know Goat Locker Racing sent you. Now buckle up for exciting door-to-door action with the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series.
We'll never back down. We will not relent. Now and never till the day that we dreamed of. I see it coming as we press on. We will not relent. Now and never till the day that we dreamed of. I see it coming alive.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody into the Ellingson's 100 in the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series here from the Milwaukee Mile. This is Jamie up in the booth. Pat will be in the truck racing tonight. You all know how he loves these flat tracks, so he will jump at the opportunity since Cody has to miss this week. Pat's going to take over the JM Printing and Promotions Chevy Silverado and see what he can do in this race tonight.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I love Milwaukee. It used to be on, you could race this in the officials on iRacing, and they took it out of the truck series, which is a shame because it is a fun track. It's a flat track, but it's very unique, especially turns 1 and 2, because turns 1 and 2 almost has like a double apex to it. You get into that corner, you think you can get back to the gas, and there's just that little kink where you got to let off and then get back to it. But like a lot of flat tracks with not a lot of banking, it's all going to be about throttle control this evening and really saving that right front tire. But it should be an absolute blast. Again, I love the Milwaukee Mile. I'm excited to get this race going.
Yeah, I've not really ran this track a lot. I have run it some, and you're right about that turns 1 and 2. It feels like you're in those two turns for a really, really long time. It almost seems like the majority of the time during your lap is spent through 1 and 2. So it's going to be interesting to see how everyone navigates that through there tonight, because it can get a little tricky, especially if guys try to go through there side by side. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, a lot of the breaking points and everything like that for guys this evening is going to be very different. And then just what kind of lines they run too. Milwaukee can tear up that right front pretty good as the truck starts to push later in the run. So it's going to be about conserving these tires, and it's really going to be about navigating these tricky corners here. But it should be a lot of fun tonight. I know the drivers are excited about it. We built a great setup, custom-built setup for this race this evening, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Turn them off.
Absolutely. Looking forward to watching it. It looks like you guys are gridding up, so
We got
we'll
3 spare sets.
get to this starting
We're gonna
lineup
prioritize
here
track position. If
quickly
lose
as we
track
can.
position, we're coming down for that fresh set early.
And it looks like Nate Maurer from Simbox Motorsports is going to be our pole winner tonight with a lap of 30.065. Nice lap for Nate.
I'm not doing that. I have no idea what
I
that
apologize.
Was. That was not me. That's not
You're
my
going to have
strategy
to
at all.
step aside for a second, and I'm going to have to fix this.
Travis Bieber is going to start in the 7th position. Ryan Pendleton, Goat Locker Racing Zone, in that number 23 Veterans 48 truck, starting in 8th. Dennis Yakes in 9th. Jacob Ellingson, also with Goat Locker Racing, going to be starting back in the 10th position. Starting in 11th, another Goat Locker Racing truck, Alex Cruz. And starting in 12th is going to be the 02 of Dave Kammerer. 13th, Jay Cam. 14th is going to be James Kaufman. Craig Barnett is going to roll off in 15th. 16th, Timothy DeLucas. 17th, Tommy Cook. 18th, Anthony Minton. 19th, Joe and Anthony. I got that. Michael Yakes is going to roll off 20th. 21st, Regis Clark. 22nd, Dust Harrell. 23rd, Greg Sherman, and then Mike Bertosa are going to bring up the field here this evening as we're getting ready to go green.
All right, very good job from inside the truck to pull off that starting grid like that.
Hey, I do what I can. Ooh, green flag is out.
Yep. Base truck's off, and you guys are underway. Like Nathan Maurer got a good start. Going to bring you along to clear Scott Rankin and put the two of you running 1-2. You come off of turn 2 down this long straightaway. I was just getting ready to say it looks like everybody's going to be content to run single file, but Andy Kurtz decided to try to get to the inside of Scott Rankin. Scott Rankin gets loose on the high side, but gets it gathered up. He is going to lose another spot here. Might end up losing another one to drop back to 6th if his teammate Joe Yakes gets around him. And Scott right now is stuck on that outside lane and cannot get that truck down.
Yeah, you've got to be able to run the inside here, or you will get freight trained. And I tell you what, Jamie, we're going to have to see how this truck runs tonight because I forgot to switch back from my qualifying setup. So
Oh,
we'll see
goodness.
as we were getting ready to broadcast and everything else, I totally slipped my mind until I went off into the corner. I'm like, wow, this steering's pretty tight. Whoops.
Yeah, I was
That's
just
all right.
getting ready to ask if that, how tight that steering was. And hopefully you're not going to tear tires up too bad with that.
Nah. I think we'll be just fine out here.
You have definitely closed up on the back of Nate Maurer, the 971.
Yeah, take a little extra care here to try to protect these tires, knowing that my steering ratio is off here, but I definitely seem to be able to dive a little bit deeper into these corners than what he is.
And Scott Rankin fell all the way back to 7th place. Well, it looks
Goodness.
like he's finally gotten in line. Ryan Pendleton now is on his bumper. So far, there hasn't really been too much movement as far as position goes. Andy Kurtz is up 2 spots to 3rd. And now you got a few drivers that are up 3 spots throughout the field. Tony Minton, Michael Yakes, Dustin Harrell, and Mike Bertosa have each gained 3 spots.
Nice.
So far, after we've completed 6 laps, or we've completed 5 laps, the scheduled 100 here tonight, and the Ellingson's 100. Everybody has done a good job of keeping it clean. Just minding their manners right now, and this race gets some laps under it.
And we gave a big shout out to the Ellingson family here this evening. They're from the Milwaukee area up there, and we wanted to give them a shout out for all the love and support that they give us, the entire family. Jake Racing here this evening, and Mama and Papa Ellingson and Pagan and everybody that supports us here. Big shout out to all of you, and glad we're out here on the track tonight at your home track.
And not only do they support us, but they also, you know, they're a big supporter of Veterans 48. You know, a lot of money was given, but not only that, I know Mama Ellingson has reached out to a family member who has got some parts to donate to Veterans 48. So they're coordinating that with Jeff Powell over there. So, you know, I feel like, I don't know, it makes me feel really good that they've gone the extra mile to support that organization beyond just the fundraiser that we did last month for them.
See what you did there. That was pretty good, Jamie. Milwaukee mile, extra mile.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
good. That was clever.
That was unintentional.
Yeah, sometimes the best things are that.
That's right.
Seems like the Sidbox Motorsports guys really got these trucks tuned up as Nate Moyer is running a hell of a race, and looks like Doug Neal is catching up to me pretty quick here. So
Yeah, Doug Neal's been out, missed the last few races here with the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series. Nice to see him back here tonight and having a good run right now in 3rd place.
He's got that truck wound up, and he's marching towards the front right now.
I see we got Mike Browning in this stream. Wanted to give a shout out to his Indy Autosport Racing teammates.
Thinks he couldn't be on the track here with us tonight, but glad he tuned in. And if I see one of the Indy Autosports guys, I'll be sure to wave hi. But they're nowhere up here towards the front yet.
Yet. Long way to go, and there's probably 20 of them still in this race. So there's a good chance that one of them at least, will find their way up there to the front.
You make a very solid point there, Jamie.
And the highest running Indy Autosport driver right now is Joe Yates, running in 4th place, who finds himself about 2.3 seconds behind the leader. Actually, 3 of them are lined up. Well, wait, no, Travis Beaver's not part of them. My bad. Travis Beaver finds himself up a couple positions, running in 5th.
Like Andy Kurtz has dropped back to 7th right now, and Scott Rankin's picked up to 6th.
Yeah, Mike Browning is giving you the go-ahead to just wreck them.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Mike. I got to actually be able to get to him. I don't know that that's going to happen. Nate Mauer's really putting down some good laps here right now. And again, Doug Deal's getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger in my mirror. So I know I'm probably abusing this right front more than I need to.
Well, I'm sure that steering setting is probably not helping that at all. So
No, not at all.
have to take care of it to get an opportunity to come and get some tires. Got the Tony Minton crowd out here tonight. Glenda's in the stream.
Nice. Hopefully she's wearing that hat.
Hopefully. And drinking out of that water bottle.
There you go.
And we got D. Roberts also pulling for Tony Minton. He's noticed that Tony is moving up. So I took a look, and Tony is up 4 positions from where he started. He's running 14th right now. Good solid run right now for Tony. Still got time to make up some more spots. We're on lap 15, scheduled 100. So far, they've all been green. What's your fuel run looking like?
Well, we set the fuel to at least get us to the halfway point here. So, and it's looking right about that. We can get to about lap 50 and be able to pit here. So, right now the plan is just to cut this race in half. If it stays green, it'll be close. It's right at that 50-lap mark, but I think we'll be able to do it.
Sounds good. And Glenda has confirmed that she is, in fact, wearing her Goat Locker Racing hat.
Love it. Speaking of the Ellingsons, it looks like Jake's moved up to 11th position, or he's down to 11th, I should say, but having himself a good solid run here this evening. It looks like Doug Neal's going to try to stick that number 77 underneath. So I'm too busy watching timing and scoring and missing the point.
Yeah, well, you were correct. Jake is running in 11th. And, our teammate Alex Cruz is up 1 spot. He's now into the top 10. So it looks like the 2 of them switched positions. Ryan Pendleton continues to run in 8th.
We got a truck that is all over the place here. As he pulls down to the inside to let us go.
Trying to get to pit road, it looks like. Catch a number there? Is that Mike Bertosa?
Might have been.
Looks like Mike Bertosa. He's got some damage to the right side of that truck. Looks like he probably got up into the wall. He brought that thing down pit road. Not quite sure what he's doing for service there, because I'm not really seeing any action take place, but
now it looks like Joe Yates is starting to make up some time. He's grown a little bit closer.
Take a look at Joe. Running in 4th place right at the moment. Finds himself about, he's closing in a little bit. He's about just under 2 seconds behind the leader right now. I know the last time we had talked about him, he was running about 2.3 seconds back, so he's gained a little bit.
He's a very crafty driver, and I know that he's probably doing some conserving, and we'll see if he's able to make his way up here as we continue to make laps here at the Milwaukee Mile and the Ellingson 100. See, I'm trying to be a part of this too. Oh, jeez.
Check in on Scott Rankin. Finds himself in 5th. He had a little bit of adventure there on the early going. He was out on that high side and just really got bad loose off of 4. He was able to save the truck, and everyone got around him pretty good. But he's not been able to regain those positions. Well, he has regained some because he'd fallen back to 7th. He now runs in 5th, but that's still 3 spots down from where he started. Andy Kurtz, who we saw running up in the top 3 for a while, that 48 truck, he is now running in 6th. David Camara in the 02. David's up 5 spots, running in 7th now.
He was bad fast in practice, so not surprised to see that whatsoever.
Definitely making his way through the field. Alex Cruz is up 3 spots now. He's running in 8th as he gets around Ryan Pendleton, his teammate. Alex Cruz got that 5 truck looking pretty good to here tonight. Mentioning about Ryan giving up a spot to Alex. Ryan in that Veterans 48, number 23. Now drop back to 9th. Another truck that we saw up towards the front. Ron definitely was running in the top 5 earlier. Travis Bieber in the 114. Finds himself in 10th after starting in 7th. Jake Ellingson still maintains that 11th spot just outside the top 10. He's trying to find a way around Travis Bieber to get into the top 10. Wants to get that stitch truck up towards the front. Solid run here tonight for Jake. Check in with the other Jake. Jake Ham in that number 3 in the Autosport truck, running in 12th. Followed by Dennis Yakes in the 20, who has dropped 4 spots. He finds himself in 13th.
Looks like here within about a handful of laps, our leader's going to come up on some lap traffic.
Check in here on James Kaufman in that 41. Maintaining his 14th position. It's where he started. Mr. Consistency. Tim DeLugas running that 59 truck and running in 15th. Up 1 spot from where he started. Michael Yakes in the 17. Got a Yakes family takeover here in the Goat Locker Truck Series. He's running that pretty cool Indy Autosport scheme that Jake was running the other night in the, was that the Super Late models, right? The old Miller Genuine Draft lookalike scheme. Yeah, I really like that scheme. That's pretty cool. Finds it, Michael Yakes got that truck up to 16th, started 20th. Dustin Harrell in the 12, started in the 17th, well, he started in 22nd position, now running 17th. Got his hands full of Greg Barnett, or he was just getting around Greg Barnett, I guess, and it's Greg Barnett driving that 38 truck. He's lost 3 positions, finds himself in the 18th running spot right now. Regis Clark, the number 8, running the 19th, up 2 spots from where he started. John Anthony running that 00. I swear, you know, I'm so used to Piano Man with that 00. I always think it's him when I see it. I have to look at timing and scoring to see it. That's really John Anthony. So John Anthony's running in 20th right now. Tommy Cook in the 70. Running 21st. He's lost 4 positions. He's followed by Swervin Sherman in the 24. Running 22nd. He's up 1 position from where he started. Tony Minton. Not sure what's happened to Tony. He's going a lap down here. Tony was up to 14th. He's now falling back to 23rd. Finds himself a lap down here in the early going.
A lot of green flag racing here tonight as we're on lap number 30 already.
Again, not sure what happened to Mike Bertosa. He is still sitting in the pits. He must have had to leave the race, unfortunately. But that's our run through the field here. And we'll check back in with our leader, Nate Maurer, who is now out to a 1.2 second lead over our own Pat Drabick in the 07. Followed very closely by Doug Neal, the 977. So Pat, you are the meat in the Simbox Racing sandwich.
I was just getting ready to say that. I sure am. We've all been kind of just running our own lap times. I'll gain a little bit on Nate. He'll pull away a little bit. We've only had to navigate lap traffic one time here, but there's 5 or 6 trucks coming up here. So I'm sure we're going to have to navigate through these before the pit stops happen.
Yeah, it looks like Greg Sherman's going to be the next one to possibly go a lap down, assuming a caution does not come out beforehand. We know Greg will definitely give plenty of room to the leaders and let you guys get by without much issue.
Been a lot of fun having Greg in the series here this year. He's run almost every single race, if not every race, and it has been a blast having him over here. And he's had some very good races.
Oh, definitely. I've seen quite a bit of improvement out of Greg, and I think it just boils down to, we've said it before, this gives him an opportunity to just get in the truck and race. He doesn't have to worry about anything else going on the track. Over at Broke Scrubs, he's got to worry about everything that goes on with that league, and here he can just be the driver. So I think he enjoys it, and glad to be able to give him that opportunity to just get out here and have some fun and not worry about anything else.
Thanks, Greg.
See, Greg Sherman has now gone a lap down. Caution comes out. He is the first truck a lap down and is in position to get that lucky dog.
Nate Mauer's coming up on a lot of trucks here, so
it's probably going to switch hands several times before you guys. You're looking at probably about 15 more laps to go if you're going to make it to halfway.
yes, sir.
But I do see Tim DeLugas has taken his truck to pit lane. Tony Minton has taken his to pit lane. So we've got some guys trying to do the short pit strategy. Definitely have to see how that works. It's going to mean an extra pit stop for sure.
And the fall off here is about 1.5 seconds over a run, so I don't know that you could make that up, trying to do a 2-stop here, considering it's only 100 laps, but also probably really depends on how bad they abuse their right front tires throughout this first run.
Well, I'll tell you,
So
a
now-
driver I think is probably maybe used his up quite a bit, and that is Scott Rankin in the 49. It's not showing up so much on the lap times, but just watching his truck get around this track, it looks like he has got his hands full. That thing, it looks loose. Just like he about ready to step out on him at any time now. I'm sure he is definitely angered those 4 tires on that truck.
Bad place to catch lap traffic there. Caught Dustin Harrell right there at the exit of the corner. And the truck really does not want to turn off of these corners.
With all this lap traffic, you have been able to make up a little bit of time on Nate Maurer.
Yeah, Doug Neal seems to have fallen back as well.
And Joe Yates has fallen back again. He now finds himself about 2.5 seconds behind. We had seen him close within about just under 2 seconds. So the timing of which you guys are catching this lap traffic is definitely hurting some and helping some.
I tell you what, it has been a lot of fun racing out here this evening. And watching these drivers here in the Goat Locker Racing Series just give each other room, be respectful. It makes it so much fun to be out here on the track.
Well, it looks fun, and everybody's done a really great job so far. Not quite halfway yet, but I mean, all 40 of these laps have gone green, so very impressive job by all the drivers. We got a question from the audience. Mama Ellingson's wanting to know how many sets of tires did we give you guys?
There are 3 sets sitting in the pit.
So a total of 4.
Total of 4 sets. The way it's going right now, we might only use 1 set here, but green flag stops will start coming up here. And this pit road isn't the easiest to get on. It's a very, very short entry. It's basically on the front stretch. And you can gain some speed getting on there, but it is not easy.
It looks like that entrance is going to be a little bit tricky. Don't have much of one. Now it looks like Joe Yates has gotten around Doug Neal to take over that 3rd place. As Nate Maurer has kind of opened his lead on you. It's climbing now to almost 2 seconds.
Yeah, caught some lap traffic in the wrong spots. Got held up a little bit there as a couple of lap trucks were racing side by side for position. But that's a part of it. As you come up through lap traffic, they're running their race.
Nate Maurer now finds himself behind the 8 truck of Regis Clark, who is running in 14th. And that's going to leave only 13 drivers left on the lead lap once Nate Maurer gets around the 8 truck here. Pretty impressive performance for Nate so far tonight.
Yes, he's been our race winner the past couple of weeks here in a row. A few weeks ago, I guess. Last week we were at Watkins Glen to wrap everything up, and we all know what Cody McElwain did to the field there, but Nate Maurer has been proven to be a very strong driver in this series with wins at Talladega, and I can't remember where they went. Kentucky?
I don't remember. Not off the top of my head.
Again, another solid performance out of that 971 truck here this evening. It looks like unless something happens here in the next handful of laps, we are going to make green flag stops here at Milwaukee. Never would have saw that one coming, but what the heck, why not?
And do you have enough fuel to actually get to the 50 lap mark?
I do.
All right, sounds good.
Like I said, it's going to be close.
Now puts James Kaufman as being the last car on the lead lap. He's running in 12th. He's only got, doesn't have much of a gap between him and Nate Maurer. He's he's gonna be fighting for everything he's got to try to get to the pit stop without going a lap down. He's gonna have to get on and off pit road pretty well to be able to stay on the lead lap through the pit cycle. Looking with Jake Ellingson, he's now up to 8th.
Great run for that number 27 truck there.
And with Ryan Pendleton now in 10th, that puts all of our Goat Locker Racing drivers in the top 10 tonight.
This is lap number 50 right here. We are on lap number 50, so it's about time to bring this truck down pit road.
We'll keep an eye on Nate Maurer here.
He is pitting. He's already called it out.
Okay.
Doug Neal is pitting. It looks like all leaders are coming to pit road this time by.
As you see, our leader does get on pit road. Good shot here of all you guys getting into your boxes. So far, everybody looks clean. Like you guys are going to run off in the order you came in on. Good stop for everybody. Got Rankin now brings the 49 truck down pit road. And once the pit cycle completes, I'll return the lead over to Nate Maurer with you in second and Joe Yakes in third.
And I tell you, Jamie, I thought my tires would be in a lot worse shape than they were. I still had 70% on that right front, so I guess this steering ratio isn't hurting this truck too bad here.
Well, good news is you've only got to live with it for another 47 laps.
Nice. Best news I've heard all night.
The bad news is Nate Maurer is pulling away.
Yeah. That truck is strong here tonight for sure. He continues to make some great lap time here, and on those fresh tires, he is definitely laying down some laps. I think the only way I'm going to catch him is if we can stack it back up here. I think I got something for him. I just got to get to it.
Now, I'm not sure how Jake Ham has pulled this off. Well, it looks like maybe he's coming to pit road right now. He stayed out for 54 laps, it looks like, unless he was one of the ones that short pitted earlier, but I don't think he could have taken the lead over had he done that.
He must have been saving some fuel there to stretch that a little bit longer. A little bit of strategy there.
We will have to keep an eye on that and see how that plays out, because he is going to have about 5 lap fresher tires towards the end of this race and what the leaders will have. See if that pays off. But he might fall a lap down here. In fact, he's going to. Nate Maurer is going to pass him before he can come off the exit of pit road. Jake's going to have to hustle here to unlap himself, make up some ground for this to pay off.
I'm sure he'll be able to get up there and unlap himself. The tires do make a difference here. Even 5-lap pressure will make a difference. So.
It now has returned the lead over to Nate Maurer. Finds himself out to a 2.2 second lead right now.
Able to cut into it a little bit there as he's out about 2.5 seconds on me there. So made up a little time on pit road and a little bit of time here on the track. But I'm telling you, that 971 is strong here tonight. Jake Ham not really making up a whole lot of ground on our leader either. A little bit surprising there considering his tires, but.
Yeah, I understand, you know, saving on that first run, but you got to go now. Saving has to be over because you kind of put yourself behind the power curve here, falling a lap down on this cycle of green flag stops. Nothing to save for at this point.
Not at all.
I mean, now you're putting yourself at the mercy of getting a green flag, or a yellow flag, sorry. Been green for 59 laps. But, you know, chances really aren't looking good. This is a big track. Everybody's really gotten spread out. I could see this race very easily going the rest of the way here under green.
It definitely has that look to it. Seems everybody's kind of got themselves spaced out here and really been able to navigate the track really well. We haven't seen a whole lot. We haven't seen any self spins or anything along those lines. I mean, we set out, you know, once iRacing took away the setup for Milwaukee to build a stable one and that everybody could get out here and drive. And seems we've hit that on the head, Jamie.
Yeah, the trucks look really good. In fact, the only truck I've seen having any real kind of issue with Scott Rankin getting loose there on the turn one. And, you know, it looked like towards the end of that run, that truck was pretty upset with him. But definitely not have been control issues. You could just see he was dealing with a loose race truck. But back here with Jake Ellingson running the ninth. Did a good job holding on to that position, staying in the top 10 throughout the pit stops. Great run for Jake tonight. Alex Cruz now up to 7th, and he's looking for more. He has got David Camara in his sights, trying to make up ground on him as he works his way around the 8 truck. Scott Rankin, who we talked about, has made his way back to 5th.
That'll show you right there how strong that 971 truck is, because Jake Ham has not been able to make up any ground on him whatsoever to get it up there and unlap himself. And at this point in time, the tires are going to start to equalize.
Yes, for sure. Mark Holyfield has joined us in the stream, and he says there haven't been any cautions because he's not out there racing. That is a solid point, Mark. Solid point.
Yeah, he ain't wrong.
But no, Mark, it definitely goes more to show about the talent level in this truck series on Thursday nights. That's more telling than your rookiness, we'll say. So these guys are really, really good, really, really competitive, and they do a good job week in, week out. Now, even this potential of this thing going green for 100 laps is still a great night even for them. So definitely not trying to act like this is just some ho-hum thing that's happening here. It's been a really excellent job by all 24 drivers in this field.
Yeah, and I'm quite surprised. I mean, we're on basically a short track here. I mean, you know, it is a mile-long track, but you know, you call it a short track, and Milwaukee can be very, very tricky here. But these drivers have done just an outstanding job here this evening, and we continue to stay under green here in the Ellingson 100.
Absolutely. 66 laps.
This, folks, is why you put Milwaukee on the schedule. Great track, always provides for some great racing. A lot of guys, I don't think, get enough time on this track, but this has probably been one of our better races all season long. Not one of our bigger fields, so having, only 24 trucks out here definitely contributes to the lack of cautions. But a lot of fun out here this evening. I've had an absolute blast as laps continue to tick off here.
I definitely say this was the correct decision to go away from Gateway and put this track on the schedule in its place. The racing at Gateway last year was boring, to say the least. This has been competitive. At least you guys have been able to get on and off pit road. Not I'm not going to say easily, but definitely better than what it was at Gateway last year, which Gateway was a lot of green flag racing too, but it was just so absolutely one-sided that it was boring to watch. So this has definitely been a much better race than what we would have had, as now Jake Ham is starting to close up on Nate Maurer. Don't know if he's finally decided to let that truck go a little bit, or if really the tires are starting to show now. Nate is kind of stuck behind how hard, I can't quite tell which number that is on that John Deere truck. Oh, that's the number 12.
Dustin Harrell.
Number 12, Dustin Harrell, goes another lap down. Put him 2 laps down as Jake Cam gets around him to continue his battle to try to unlap himself.
Come on, Jake Ham, get up there and ruffle his feathers a little bit, see if I can't close in on him, because we trade lap times back and forth here, so I definitely think I got something for him, but just lost the track position there for a little while, and it looks like Joe Yakes now is making a little bit of a charge to the front as he's starting to cut into Nate Maurer's lead.
Yeah, he's closing it down at right about 4 seconds. That's more than half of a second he's knocked off here. We're maintaining about that 2.3 second gap to him. Again, I look back and I check in with Tony Minton, and again, not sure what has happened to him. We saw him running 14th. He had made his way up to 14th early in the night, but he now finds himself running 23rd. Might be some damage on that right front of that truck, so he might have got himself up into the wall. Definitely a lot of damage to the right side of that truck. Fortunately, it looks like Tony's had a rough night tonight. Greg Sherman as well. Looks like he's got some damage to the right side of his truck as well. Guess we need to come up. We need to come up with a name for the Milwaukee stripe, because several of these trucks have it.
Yeah, it's easy to get into that wall. These trucks will push up off the corner, especially if you're not navigating especially the double apex there in 1 and 2. You'll find yourself in that outside wall very quickly. You've really got to stay low on that dark patch through these corners to get the grip that you need to get it off and get it off the corners and be able to make good lap times. Nate Moore now starts to leg it out on me here a little bit. If somebody could tell me to stop cooking the entry to the corner.
Yeah, stop doing that.
Yeah, I keep doing it too. It's allowing Jakes to close up, and it's allowing Nate to check out.
You're falling to 3 seconds behind. Nate Maurer is closing in on back of Michael Yakes. Right now, we have 11 trucks left on the lead lap. What is going on with Travis Beaver? Oh, looks like Travis Beaver and Andy Kurtz are bringing those trucks to pit road. Guess they must have been one of the ones that short pitted earlier. A little too late for them to be able to take advantage of this, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, don't blame them for trying something a little bit different here this evening.
Say all the time, you can't just do what the leader does. I tell you, we saw Jake Ham had gotten close to Nate Maurer. It looked like he was going to be able to unlap himself, but Nate Maurer is now pulled away from Jake Ham, who's going to have trucks in between both him and Nate at this point. Although Travis Bieber should make quick work of Nate Maurer with those fresh tires he just picked up. I'm sure Nate will just give him the inside and let him go.
Smart decision by our leader there. No need to battle him. Got a comfortable lead.
Now 21 laps to go. We'll have to see how much ground Travis Beaver can make that 114 truck with those fresh tires. Now Ryan Pendleton is going to be the last car of the lead lap, and there is not much room between him and Nate Maurer. Maybe 5 truck lengths at this point. Ryan finds himself running in 9th. That will leave 8 trucks on the lead lap.
That's just an amazing pace that Nate has been able to lay down here this evening. Lapping a lot of trucks here tonight.
Yeah, it's not like Ryan's been slow. So this is a really impressive run for Nate Maurer. Rankin has now made his way up into 4th. Nice recovery for him. But he does find himself over 8 seconds behind our leader, Nate Moyer, sorry. But he is only about 3 seconds behind his teammate Joe Yakes, so an opportunity for Scott to make up some ground and get on that podium finish. Looks like Deviant Alley is now declared a new favorite driver in the field tonight. He's pulling for Travis Bieber, aka Justin Bieber. Says he's got Bieber fever. Right now, well, Travis finds himself running in 14th position.
That is going to cost me all kinds of time there.
Fortunately, this track does not have a static camera, so I can't do a crank it up. That should be like a default setting at all tracks in iRacing.
I think so as well.
Take a ride along with Nate Maurer here from his cockpit across the start-finish line, heading down to turn 1.
Yes, he was able to navigate that traffic much better than I was.
Gives a good illustration of what I was talking about earlier, how it seems like you're in turns 1 and 2 for a really long time here at this track. Now Andy Kurtz in the 48 is unlapping himself or getting one of his laps back. Gets around Nate Maurer with those fresher tires. Still going to find himself 2 laps down, running 22nd. Mama Ellingson, Jake really is not in any danger of going a lap down tonight. He's 23 seconds behind Nate Maurer right now. And Pat, what do you guys run? About 33-second laps, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
So he's got a 10-second cushion with only 11 laps to go. I think he's pretty safe to remain on the lead lap here tonight. But he finds himself running 6 seconds behind Alex Cruz, so there's really not much opportunity for him to make up any positions either. And he's got about a 10-second cushion back to Nate Maurer. I'm sorry, Jake Ham, who's running in 9th right now. So as long as Jake takes care of that truck for the remaining 10 laps here in the Ellingson's 100, he's going to finish in the top 10.
Outstanding run by Jake in that number 27 truck here tonight.
But he's got Stitch on the hood of that truck. And everybody knows that Stitch can get pretty angry. So I think Jake's a little afraid to upset Stitch. Back in with our leader here. He maintains a nice 3-second lead over you in the 07. Joe Yates, actually, I mentioned it earlier that Scott Rankin was only about 3 seconds behind his teammate. Well, that gap has closed. Scott now finds himself about 0.6 of a second behind. And they are in the same shot right now as Scott once again gets a little loose up off of turn 4, excuse me. Head down into turn 1, closes it in even further. He's cut that lead to under a half a second at this point. Scott Rankin is looking to get up on this podium, take that spot away from his teammate with 7 laps to go. 5 laps to go, and Ellingson's 100. Nate Maurer continues to build on his lead. You've got a comfortable cushion between you and Joe Yakes, so you just need to take care of that truck too. Joe is going to have his hands full here with Scott Rankin, who is closed within 3/10. Oh, Joe gets into the wall off of turn 2. Scott to the inside. Going to take over 3rd place from his teammate. Rankin has gotten himself some damage to his truck as well. That rear spoiler has been up pretty good. Not sure when that happened, but that could definitely explain why that truck's getting loose on him the way it is. And Joe looks like he gets the wall one more time off of turn 2.
Yeah, it's easy to push these trucks past the limits here.
Got Sham 929 pulling for Jake Ham. Jake finds himself running the top 10, running 9th right now. Well behind the leaders. Got 1 lap down, actually. So he never did. He got 1 lap back, but he must have been. I didn't realize he was 2 laps down when he was behind Nate Maurer there earlier. Right now, he's got Tony Minton all over the back of him. I'm sure Tony's on those fresher tires. I believe he was one of the ones that made the 3 pit stops.
Mm-hmm. But those two have really been battling right in front of me. Neither one of them really able to do much with the other. Tony Minton's been kind of trapped behind Jake Ham there. Been fun to watch.
Two laps to go. We get the white flag. Should be out. Final lap.
Yes.
Nate Maurer heads off into turn 1 with a commanding 3.8 second lead. Heads into turn 3. Comes off of turn 4 one last time up on that front stretch. And Nate Maurer gets a little loose, but is he going to... trying to wreck the truck before he gets to the start-finish line. But he saves it. And Nate Maurer is our winner. The Ellingson's 100 at Milwaukee Mile. I don't know, the Milwaukee Mile Speedway. What is this thing?
It's just the Milwaukee Mile.
Just the Milwaukee Mile. Keep it simple. Thank you, Papa Ellingson. I hope you enjoyed it. 100 laps of green flag racing. Guess calling it the Ellingson's 100 was some good karma. These guys brought this thing home, 100 laps of green flag racing from start to finish. Big congratulations to Nate Maurer for pulling off the win here tonight, representing Simbox Racing. Pat Drabick in the 07 from Goat Locker Racing in second. And Scott Rankin rounding out the top 3, Indy Auto Sports. Good job by everyone in the field.
Yeah, a lot of fun racing here tonight. Crazy to think this thing went the entire way under green. But again, I mean, we talked about it a couple times during the broadcast. What an outstanding group of drivers here that we have. And really cool to see Nate Maurer bring home the win. You see him and Doug Neal out there on the front stretch doing tandem burnouts there. But congratulations to him.
Yeah, very good job. Nate unfortunately had to miss last week at Watkins Glen. I know he was bummed about that, but he came right back this week and put that truck right back in victory lane. He's really trying to get this championship, giving it everything he's got. So congratulations to him and Simbox Racing for another win here tonight.
As we'll wait for him to join.
An impressive burnout he's doing.
Quite impressive.
Going to go the whole way around. I don't know if his tires are going to last, but
burn them down, man. Burn them down.
All right, you earned it.
These wins aren't easy to come by, so when you do, you got to get out there and celebrate and just kind of live in that moment. A lot of these guys, I mean, Heck, me and you, Jamie, we put a lot of time, money, and energy into this, and to hone in on our craft and get out here and compete with some of the best. So when you get a win like you did tonight for Nate against some of the best, man, it's a good feeling.
Absolutely. Well, now that you were out of the truck, I'm going to let you take care of the getting them in here and everything, like
Well,
we usually do. So,
waiting to see. Ah, there's Nate Moria. So let's bring him on up and have a chat with our race winner. Hey, Nate, Pat, and Jamie up at the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Short of the fact I couldn't catch you all night long. But, man, what a dominant win here tonight at Milwaukee and a strong running 971 truck. So kind of take us through your race. I mean, it was 100 laps, green flag. We had to make green flag stops. How were you able to keep that truck up front? And really what just really clicked with you in this track?
Uh, Honestly, I just raced here a few weeks ago in another truck league, and I was terrible here. And I think that race was like 220 laps, I think, here. So I honestly think the seat time from that kind of helped here tonight. You definitely put a lot of pressure on me tonight, man. You were the one I was. Well, actually, Yakes was the one I was worried about. But then I know you're really good in the super late models, so I thought maybe you'd be really good here at this track. I mean, you were good here at this track. You were really the only one to keep up with me tonight. But I think it was just seat time, and I was hoping I wasn't burning up my tires. And yeah, just the pit. I had to make sure I pitted with you, or like I had to pit before you or right with you. I didn't want you to jump on me in the pit cycle there. So yeah, I just stayed out front. I'm just happy everybody raced cleanly. I kind of like that the lap cars kind of got out of my way, but then the guys that were fighting to be on the lead lap were kind of not giving me a good exit. I didn't mind that at all. Uh, that was just a great race, caution free. That's what I like to see.
Nate, congratulations on pulling off this win. I know last week you were pretty bummed that you had to miss Watkins Glen, and I know you really got your eye on this championship. So, what a great comeback to have to miss a week and then come right back and put that truck in victory lane. So, congratulations to you. How did you feel like the truck was handling tonight?
Um, I'm not sure if I'm right with this, but I don't think iRacing has a setup for the trucks here, or it fails.
Yep.
The setup that my other league created a couple weeks ago here, uh, I couldn't drive it. But then when I got in here tonight, I thought I could drive it. I don't know. It felt good, and I don't know. I just liked how if you had to be careful coming on, getting off the throttle there, getting on the throttle coming off the corners. Kind of felt like the truck drove the same the whole way. I mean, by the end of the run, I was only backing my entries up maybe 3, 4 truck lengths compared to lap one. It was really great. I thought it was a very balanced setup tonight. Loved the way the track felt, and yeah, I guess I'm not gonna say anything negative because I came out P1 tonight. But yeah, whoever made this setup did a great job. I actually liked the way that it felt.
Yeah, well, Pat made that setup because yeah, you're right. iRacing does not have a setup here anymore for the trucks, which is a real shame. I mean, it hadn't been. I don't know why they wouldn't have a setup still for the trucks, but whatever. But yeah, Pat made that. But so again, man, congratulations for pulling off that win. And anybody you need to thank, shout out sponsors.
I'm gonna start off with you guys. You guys raise money for great causes. Guys, I don't even know how I found you guys to run with your league, but I found you guys, and yeah, great league, great bunch of guys in here. You got Scott Rankin, who's the jokester, uh, and my sponsor, uh, Simbox. I race with him. He races in here with me tonight. If you need a button box, hit up Simbox PC on Facebook. Great, builds great button boxes. He just came out with a dashboard for the new CSL Direct Drive also, and yeah, it's just nice to get a win there for my buddy Doug Neal, who just fully sponsors me with everything I do here on iRacing. So yeah, good run for him too. P5. I actually thought he was going to win this tonight because he whooped my butt a couple weeks ago here in the other truck league. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, man, congratulations on a dominant win here this evening, man. A lot of fun racing with you tonight. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again real soon.
Hey, you guys have a good night, man.
All right.
Yep. I just needed a caution. I can match lap times with you. Gosh darn it. All right.
All right. Well,
Let's go ahead.
are we gonna interview you, or what are we gonna do?
We can save that for last.
All right. Go
We
get-
can do it like we did the last time. We can bring Scott Rankin up here, who's going to talk for the next 10 minutes straight. So we might as well get him out of the way.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, Scott, Pat, and Jamie up at the booth. You got a copy?
Oh God, do I have to talk to you guys?
All right, that was a great interview, Scott. Congratulations on your third place finish. We'll see you next week on the track, my friend.
What a great race tonight, though. It was great to see you back out on track tonight, Pat. And honestly, big shout out, congratulations on second. You give me another 10 laps, though. I had you, boy. I had you. I was coming.
Well, Scott,
I'm gonna let him make a fool of himself here for a second. I'm thinking he had something for me tonight, but tough start to your race. Fell back to seventh position there. Just a tough start there, but you really were able to battle back and bring that number 49 truck home with a podium finish. So, kind of take me through your race here a little bit, through the green flag stops, and how you just made that march towards the front.
Look, I mean, the start of the race, I knew I was going to have it bad. It's very similar to Martinsville being stuck on that outside lane. And I had nothing for you. I tried to get in line following Pat jumping right through there, and it just didn't work, and it just kept happening and kept happening and kept happening. I just got hung out to dry. So I really think that if I had have maybe slotted into fifth, I probably would have been at least right on Pat's bumper for most of the race, even if Pat obviously would have, like, I'm not coming out here and I'm saying, hardcore, it's like Pat would have definitely won or I would have definitely won, but I think I would have had something more. I think just track position, I lost a lot of track position in those early phases of the race, and ultimately, I noticed coming towards the end of this, the green flag runs that I was right on the limit for getting that extra lap worth of fuel. So I decided, screw it, I'm going to do it. I clutched. I should have been doing it a lot earlier. I clutched both 3, 1, and then 3 again to make it into the box, and I literally coughed, flooded, and the engine coughed out as I got into the box. So literally bang on perfect on the fuel numbers tonight, and yeah, can't be too upset, and got to have a great on track battle with Joe Yakes, which hasn't happened so far yet this season, so that was awesome.
Scott, congratulations on bringing that truck home in the top 3. I know you wanted more. Maybe you could have had more. You had a little bit of issues there on the early going. We saw you get loose there up off the high side, and you battled your way back up. Honestly, I kind of really thought you were done, and the next thing I know, you were eating some time up on Joe Yakes, and we saw you get around him when he had his troubles off of turn 2, a couple laps in a row getting in the wall there. So how was the truck? How did you feel like that truck handled tonight?
I actually really like the setup. Quick question: did you guys do that setup, or was that like one that you found around?
Pat did the setup, yeah.
Great set, man. Like, it was a really, really racy set. Like, that was the best part about it. And I suppose a lot of that experience goes back to your Broke Scrub Cup days with doing setups for the team, I'm assuming, Pat?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude, that was an amazing set, really racy, and it rewarded the guys who went out there and put the work in to find the line and find how to save the tires. Like, if we can get sets like that for the rest of the season, it's amazing. The set wasn't too tight, the set wasn't too loose. It was right on that really fine line that if you drove the car, I was trying to make sure that I was drifting a little bit on corner exit to transition some of that tire wear to the rear tires, and that really helped with my front right. Yeah, look, I mean, ultimately it is what it is. It can't be too upset. Again, really happy with my long run pace. I think that's where I've been the class of the field so far this season. That's not an ego thing. I've looked at everyone's paces and I've just gone, hey, this is where I'm strong. I need to just keep working on this. So, and I think you saw it at Pocono with me versus Eddie. In that early run, he had the initial pace, and I come back at him, and I think you've seen it pretty much most tracks. Like, tire wear is just really where I'm really strong.
Well, Scott, again, congratulations on a strong finish. Anybody you need to thank? Shout out, sponsors?
I do want to say a big shout out to all the team over at Indy Autosports. Yeah, look, I mean, they're fantastic guys. It's really good to be able to sit down and pick Joe Yakes' head and bounce off him. Unfortunately, he overdrove his stuff a little bit tonight, which, like I said, it was great to give him an on-track battle, and the guy has been, like, my saving grace lately. He's driven phenomenally. He's made me lift my game, so I really can't say enough about him. And I got the pleasure of running a Suzuka 10-hour with him this weekend. Big shout out. I'll start off with my personal sponsors. So MBH Moto, 24/7 Race Control, Flat Out Racing Network. Big shout out to those guys. Adam from Cross Series League Racing, who was my spotter on the booth tonight, did a great job. Really helped me, kept talking to me, kept me calm. And then all the Autosports sponsors as well, SimRacer Coin, Sim Thunder, and Martin Sports Apparel, and simracermerch.com. I'm going to get a really cool shirt done up in the near future, featuring my truck and my Porsche Cup car. So, if you guys are looking for sim racer merch, he does a really good job at screen printing, or not screen printing, vinyl. So.
Absolutely, sounds good.
All right,
And a
man.
big shout out to Mama Ellingson as well.
Well, we all appreciate the Ellingsons. Tonight's race was the Ellingson 100 from Milwaukee, since they're all up there in the Milwaukee area. So, again, congratulations on a podium finish here tonight, Scott. Looking forward to getting back on the track with you next week.
Dude, it was so good to see you back out on track, man. Like, I've been missing that. And Joe said the exact same thing at the start of the season. We hope to see both Jamie and Pat out on track at some points throughout the season, and to have those battles with you guys, because we know that we've earned that respect off of each other, and it's so clean. So it's really good to see you guys back out there.
Well, you're going to see a lot more of us out there for sure. So hold on to your knickers. Here we come.
But yeah, no. Final word. Big shout out to
Yes.
Mom Ellingson. She actually tried to send me a package due
Yeah.
to current restrictions within the US and the US Postal Service. It actually isn't allowed to leave the countries, but she still went out of her way to make the effort. And big shout out to everything that she does, not only for us here at the league, but for Pagan, for her entire family in the racing community.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, have a good one, Scott, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
All
I
right.
told you. 10 minutes, Jamie.
Yeah, I know.
I told you.
Yeah. Wasn't too
Love the
bad.
guy to death.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna say let's have a fill in for yours, and let's get Greg Sherman up here. He's in the waiting room.
Well, he did it to himself then, so here we go. Hey, Greg, it's Pat and Jamie up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you decided to pop in the waiting room, so we're going to interview you here this evening. Since we have an open spot, I typically don't interview myself when I finish on the podium. So, Greg, we've watched you throughout the season here, watched you be able to have some really solid runs. What was your thoughts here tonight with Milwaukee, and how you were really able to have a pretty decent night? I mean, it ended up finishing back there in 19th position, but take me through your night here and how your season's been going.
Oh, well. After last week and this week, I'm, not my best tracks. Obviously, I'm not a road course guy, not a flat oval guy either, but I just avoid dying, essentially, and that's my strategy. I'm not a big fan of this track, but I show up anyway. Did not have a strategy at all.
Well, that was apparent, Greg, but that's okay.
Hey, Jamie, did you like my paint scheme, by the way? I meant to ask you about that.
Well, I thought it looked pretty similar to what you usually run. Was it different? Usually you're
Oh.
running that Yingling one, right?
No, we're doing hard shard now, buddy.
What?
Representing Scott's people.
Oh, I didn't make that connection. Apologize for that.
Giving me flack about drinking wine, and next thing you know, when I actually run a scheme based on wine, you have no idea what's going on.
Well, I don't drink wine, so I had no idea. So, how was the truck handle tonight, Greg, other than slow?
Oh, I just spent the whole night learning. I accept that I wasn't going to be fast. I was just learning.
Well, you did a good job.
Honestly, I am not good at weird tracks like this, but for the most part, I don't think I did too bad. I didn't hit anyone. That's a big one. Don't hit anyone.
Oh, you did hit something, because I noticed there was quite a bit of damage to the right side of the truck. You got the, I don't know, well, we never did come up with a name for a Milwaukee stripe, but you got the Darlington stripe at Milwaukee there on the right side of the truck.
I had a lot of trouble with 3 and 4, the exit. I kept over accelerating it. I kept sliding up into it. And eventually, I knew it was going to catch me eventually, and thankfully it wasn't too early.
Well, it's a tricky track here, but Greg, we have a lot of fun, and we poke a lot of fun, and obviously we've known each other for quite some time now, but it's been really cool, and I even said it earlier during the race, to watch you get out here and race, and you've had some great races here this season, so I appreciate you being a part of our league, coming out here and racing each and every week, and it's been fun to watch you get some strong finishes. While Milwaukee wasn't your best track, you're still out there hustling it there, and man, I can't wait to see you back on the track in the upcoming weeks as well.
Oh heck yeah! I'm out here to get a championship berth. I'm going for that playoff, man. Y'all don't underestimate me.
Well,
I'm right about there. I've got a couple people I gotta pass. A couple people don't show up tonight.
there you
but-
go.
That's
Hey,
spots.
there you
I'm
go.
going for that championship.
We'll have to change your nickname. You have to get another nickname.
I wouldn't change that. That's not changing.
Okay, we'll keep it the
Greg.
same though.
I am still swerving.
I don't know what's going on with. Oh, there we go. Now we're clear.
Oh,
But
would you kick him out?
no, I didn't kick him out.
Oh.
Your stuff went with Mr. Roboto there for a second. But Greg, good talking to you. I'm sure you didn't expect to come up into the booth here this evening. Good running with you out there on the track tonight, man, and can't wait to see you in the weeks coming up, brother.
Heck yeah. Watch out. I'm coming for that championship, boys.
All right. Y'all heard it here first.
You definitely did, man. But Jamie, what a fun night, man. I had an absolute blast. Never in a million years would I guess we were going to run this thing completely green. Everybody getting on and off pit road cleanly here at Milwaukee, and on a short track, on a tricky short track. I mean, these corners aren't normal corners and things like that. So I had the time of my life. A lot of fun here this evening, and I know you sitting up in the broadcast booth, it had to be a fun race to watch.
Oh, absolutely. It was competitive, clean. Got a little bit of excitement there towards the end with Scott making his charge up towards the front. Got around his teammate to take over that podium position. It was a cool race. Jake Ellingson had a great run tonight, brought that home in 8th. That put all of our Goat Locker Racing drivers in the top 10. So can't be any more happier than that, other than if we'd have pulled off a win, but that's okay. Nate Maurer was dominant all night long. I mean, it was a great race, start to finish.
Yeah, and again, I said it a couple times here. I definitely think I had something for Nate there if we could have just got stacked back together. But what an outstanding win for him. He was able to navigate lap traffic, get on and off pit road cleanly, and just really keep that truck out front. So, a huge congratulations to him. Great to see Doug back as well this week. He ends up finishing in rounding out our top 5 here tonight. So, a couple of Simbox Motorsports guys in the top 5 here this evening. A couple of the Indy Autosports guy, and I guess I carried the banner for Goat Locker this evening but the other drivers as well. Alex Cruz and Jacob Ellingson and Ryan Pendleton all having strong runs. And again, a big shout out to Jake on his 8th place finish here this evening. What an outstanding run! I know he's had a lot of frustrating races here as of recently, so no better place than to come to his home track. The race named after his family, and bring it home in the top 10. So huge shout out to him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was like some Ellingson team orders there from Mama Ellingson. Probably went down there and said that he better do well tonight. I'm thinking there might have been some threats thrown around.
Could have been. It could have been. It was either, hey, finish in the top 10 or no dinner for you.
Oh, well, good race. Good job by everybody out here. All 24 of these guys did an outstanding job. So hats off to everyone.
Yeah, as we close it out here tonight from Milwaukee, looking forward to a lot of great racing here this week. Tomorrow night, heading to Myrtle Beach in the Extreme Xfinity Series, fueled by Goat Locker Racing. That is going to be a very interesting race. It's another one of the races, as we talked here this evening, that Goat Locker Racing built the setup for, as there wasn't an Xfinity setup for that track. So that should be a whole lot of fun, and that is a very interesting track. And then tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be back on the air again for the ARCA Series. 2 races left in their season, so playoffs continue there. And then Sunday night, we'll be back behind the wheel of the Rebels trucks to finish out the season there, as there's 2 races left in that season. So still a lot of opportunities here to catch us here this week. But I know we wrapped up our fundraiser and all that stuff last week. But again, to all our sponsors, to all our supporters, to everybody that rallied around us, thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue to tune in. We've got a lot of changes coming up here over the next month or so, and a lot of exciting stuff happening. But for me and Jamie, from everybody here on the Goat Locker Racing Network, thanks, and we'll see you again here real soon.